It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Buccaneers and the Rams, and it's coming up next.
And off we go from SoFi Stadium. From the end zone, here comes Brandon Powell. And he returns this to the 22. So out come the Rams now for their first possession. Leading the charge at quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
And Matthew Stafford was taken first overall in the 2009 draft, and he certainly played like a top pick. Throughout his career, he's been one of the most prolific passers in the league, and there's no reason to believe he's going to slow down his production anytime soon. Not only that, he's also one of the tougher quarterbacks in the league as well.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
And that's exactly what defenses talk about. You've got to find ways to get off the field when you can, especially on third down. And third down defense going to be vital in this game. Able to knock that one away and force a fourth down.
So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Always fun to get a peek at Tom Brady as he gets in place to command this offense for Tampa Bay.
Well, we've all seen what Tom Brady can do on a football field for a couple of decades now. But how about his most impressive accomplishment? Moving to a different franchise and taking them to a Super Bowl title as well. Not many players can continually stiff-arm Father Time the way that he has.
On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That O-line, they cleared a big hole there on that run.
The athleticism of offensive lines continues to evolve, and we're seeing it here. Not only are they controlling things right at the line of scrimmage, but they're able to get upfield to get to what we call the second and the third levels. You know, get to the linebacker spot, the secondary spot, getting all the way downfield with their blocking, which helps keep the running back clean.
They'll try to continue that trend here this afternoon. On 1st and 10, here's Brady. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. The perennial Pro Bowler Aaron Donald gets the sack.
Boy, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. After the penalty, it's Fournette. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
And That's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down. Went backwards. It's third and very long. Brady going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
And third down is a key down in any game you play. And third down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away.
Back deep, Brandon Powell.
And a fair catch taken here right at about the 40-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And flags come in as he gets forward for about 3 yards. And let's check on the call. You need your wide receivers as blockers. Sometimes they get a hold.
The big runs are often a result of what they do on the perimeter. In this case, got caught holding, and this one will come back.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a gain of 7 on the ground. 2nd down coming up. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field in the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Stafford's throw pulled in by Woods.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50.
Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the 1st down.
They'll run on 1st down with Akers.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. Now hang on here. Oh, boy, an injury, and that's Cooper Kupp, who remains down on the turf. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Here's Stafford. And he'll find his target, Woods. It's complete. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 29-yard line.
They all came together there. In-breaking route. Drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
On 1st down, Akers. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that was not what you would call straight line pursuit for a middle linebacker to make this play. He's got to work his way through the clutter to get to the ball carrier on the outside, and he does exactly that. That's called avoiding the trash.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. To throw is Stafford. And down he goes, a Buccaneer sack. Shaquille Barrett, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
He seemed to have a reasonable amount of time in the pocket, but he couldn't get rid of the football, and the end result, Charles, him on the ground.
Yeah, he's got to keep an internal clock to go along with his offensive line. When you're talking about 3, 4, 5 seconds, that's a reasonable amount of time to expect to deliver the ball downfield. So great to try and complete a pass, but it's equally important to know when to throw the football away, too.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here. After first and second down went backwards, it's third and very long. Out of the gun, Stafford. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Cam Akers. Incomplete. Results in a fourth down.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. And that was not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their second drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. A gain of 3, second down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
2nd and 7.
So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. And that'll set them back 5. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Here's Brady to throw. Over the middle to Evans. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for 3rd down. From the gun, it's Brady.
And that nearly intercepted. Well, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. Here's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10.
They'll begin on the ground with Akers.
Good footwork at the 30, and he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back, and sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there, and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Stafford.
He'll dump this off to Akers.
He'll be dropped shy of the 40 despite powering through the tackle. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
up on a 2nd and 6.
Now Stafford. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. From the gun, here's Stafford.
That's out to the flat for Akers.
And he's brought down, but not before picking up the first with a very effective stiff arm.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try to find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a 1st down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
Stafford going to give this to Akers.
And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. That'll give him 8 that time, and that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
2 minutes on the clock in what's been a scoreless 1st half. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll check in with our Jonathan Coachman. He'll have highlights and analysis of the 1st half, and our highlights will likely be on the defensive side of the football here. Scoreless game. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. They sure went against conventional wisdom, calling a pass on 3rd and inches.
Had to be thinking to themselves, the defense is going to overcommit against the run. Should be an easy pitch and catch. Didn't turn out that way.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he's on to punt for L.A. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. Now the Buccaneer offense set to take over again. They've been playing the field position game thus far. No score, 2nd quarter as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw, it's Brady.
To Evans on the slant.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
It's a gain of 17 yards. And a Buccaneer 1st down.
First down now, but that clock rolling. Throwing now is Brady. And a first hookup with his all-pro tight end, Rob Gronkowski. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40.
Well, every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Brady doesn't like the formation here. He'll take a timeout as he'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Brady now on 1st down. This is caught by Evans. Touchdown! Mike Evans, 41 yards, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. Ryan Suckup on for the point after. And that one gives the Bucs a 7-0 lead. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
And they'll start at the 25 as Powell decides against returning it. Well, the Rams going to take over late in this first half. And with just under a minute to go, they might try to think about mounting a drive here if they can and get in the end zone to potentially tie this game up.
On 1st and 10, Stafford.
He'll check this down to Akers out of the backfield.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Back to throw, Stafford. He's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here's Stafford. That's complete to his tight end, Higbee. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
Nice job there of utilizing his big target. He didn't overthink it. Understands the catch radius. Understands that he knows how to use his body to keep defenders away from the ball. And puts it right out there for the nice pickup.
The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. They'll run on 1st down. Akers, and he'll get it down here to the 43. It's another 10 yards on that one and another first down.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches. At the Bucs 43-yard line.
So we have reached halftime here with the visiting Buccaneers out on top. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome everyone to this abridged version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. First up, though, let's take a look at the next-gen stats from the first half for the Bucs. And it was a tricky half to figure out numbers-wise. They've got the lead, but you'd figure they're definitely talking about ways to get this passing game back on track. Meanwhile, for the Rams, they too have found passing lanes to be hard to come by so far. As you see by the numbers, they'll need to figure that out in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Bucs with a lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Their defense has pitched the shutout. Now they probably need to deliver a little breathing room, maybe make it a 2-score game as they've got it 1st and 10. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Brady. Throwing left side, he's got Gronk, complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
The Rams go nickel here defensively on 3rd. Now Brady. Looking downfield for Godwin.
And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Tampa Bay. I call that a punt of 38 yards officially, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Out come the Rams. They'll have it first here to begin the 3rd quarter.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
From the 38, Stafford. And he's got the hook up here. It's Woods. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Stafford on 1st down. Throw left side, complete to Cup. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 44-yard line.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. He had no options downfield there and just chucked it out of bounds.
There was no one open. He was in the pocket. Where was the intentional grounding call?
Oh, you wanted the flag.
Of course I did. I'm a defensive guy. You know that. Where was the flag? The officials point out that someone was in the area. He got away with one.
3rd and 2, Stafford. And able to find Higbee. It's complete. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10.
On the handoff, running left is Akers.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, are usually big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. So they'll wind up losing 7 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Well, that play really didn't fool them. They completed the screen pass, but for lost yardage, a really nice play by the defense.
Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down.
Stafford going to give to Akers on the draw.
And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now.
I know you feel that.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. That's leaking to the right, and he missed it by a foot or 2. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is. Thought that might be the goose egg breaker. Still stuck on 0.
Yeah, this is still a tight game, too. We got to keep that in mind because that miss there, you hang your head, you let it affect you the next time you go out there, then you really hurt your ball club. Get yourself together. You might get another opportunity, and they're going to count on you to put it through the post.
They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the 3rd quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the 4th quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard.
Giovanni Bernard, the ball carrier. Let's go. The tackle made at the 44-yard line.
Throwing on first down is Brady. He's got his big tight end, Gronkowski. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Bucs. They've got the football. They also are in front here on the scoreboard as we start the 4th. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Brady going to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Evans. And he'll go down right on the edge of the red zone following a pickup of about 7 or 8.
And it's 3rd down.
The Bucs on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They can use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Now Brady. And a catch right side by Evans.
And he is going to have the Buccaneers first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on third down.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Now Brady. Open man, Gronkowski complete. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do, because what they normally will do is run routes that'll pull you out of that spot that they want to get into. That's what we call not taking the cheese, right? Don't go for the mousetrap. But it's hard to do because when you see a guy cutting in that direction, you tend to go towards him.
And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. To throw is Brady.
Getting it out wide here to Bernard. And the Buccaneers are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
Short yard situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out of the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a 1st down.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Brady now to throw. And Evans hauls it in. Touchdown, Bucs. Mike Evans. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead.
But that makes this a 2-score ball game. And, you know, the way this thing has been going, Charles, 2 scores kind of feels like 3 or 4 scores.
Yeah, that's a great observation. It's been a heck of a battle, hasn't it? And points have been at a premium throughout this game. So you have to wonder, is this going to be too much for them to overcome?
Extra point put through by Succop. And that'll make the score 14-0. A 10-play drive that time. And it ends with a touchdown for the Bucs.
Now Pinion with the kickoff honors following the touchdown. The return is Brandon Powell. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. Offense obviously has struggled, but you're only 2 scores down, so all hope not lost.
Not at all, because we're talking about the NFL, and teams can score fast in this league. Quick strikes, you're right back in it. You're exactly right. Keeping hope alive.
On 1st down, it's Stafford. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Shaquille Barrett able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
But found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the 1st down sack. Stafford. Looking left sideline, but it's incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
The Rams on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 16.
They'll set up the screen here to Akers.
And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Fournette, a 1st down carry. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And Fournette trying to power his way forward, but I don't think he got there. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They'll go with a big bank Fournette. And boy, is he close. Did he get there? No, they're going to say he's short of the line to gain.
It's a turnover on down.
On 1st down, Stafford here. He's going to let it fly. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And they finally do get him, but not before he reaches the 27. A big play there for L.A. Typically with catches like that, we talk about the height of the wide receiver, but he's one of the shorter receivers in the NFL.
And it doesn't seem to matter, does it? Put the tape measure away. How about some of these guys under 6 feet tall? Antonio Brown, T.Y. Hilton, and Super Bowl 53 MVP, Julian Edelman.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now Stafford. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The 305-pound Ndamukong Suh fighting the path to the QB there. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down. Now Stafford. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. And this one is incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the Buccaneers defense holds, and they get the football back.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above.
That's it, baby. We got that wide, 80. 50's the mark. Let's go, team.
So the folks in New York just going to wind up confirming what the official saw, as this play will stand as is.
So time has run out on what will be a Tampa Bay victory, and they did it in shutout fashion. Impressive.
Would it be too bland of a statement to say they didn't have the greatest day offensively? I mean,
Good enough, though.